Hello everybody, welcome to our DVC journey. If you're like me, you've been on the internet, you've been looking for a contract, you're looking for a particular resort, you're looking for a particular use year, a certain selection of points, whether the contract is stripped or if it's loaded, what's the pricing on the contract, how does it compare to others? So you jump from site to site to site looking for that perfect contract. Well, today I'm going to show you where you can go to one site and look at over 1,000 contracts that are DVC contracts that are up for resale. So come with me, we're going to go surfing on the net, but we're only going to go to one website and we're going to see the contracts that are available to see if we can find one that's right for you.
Here is the site. Again, it is dvcforless.com, and I just love this website. It is incredible. If you are shopping for a resale contract for adding on to your DVC membership or looking to get into DVC, this is excellent because if you already own DVC, you know a bit about it. Maybe you've already bought direct, maybe you've bought resale, maybe you've bought both of them. So you kind of know how the program works. This does two things. For those that are really experienced with DVC, it's going to dive you right into the contracts. You're going to know what you're looking at. You've already considered contracts before, purchased them. So that's going to handle it for you easily in one site. And for those of us that may not have purchased DVC, we're just checking into it. Maybe we know a family member, maybe we know a friend that has DVC and talks about it. Maybe we talked to a DVC cast member when we were at a park on our last trip. What is it? Now we want to do a little bit of exploring. So this site, again, DVC For Less, Bob Ferrari set it up, and I'm going to walk you through it. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer video, but it's incredible. I'm going to tell you that. So first of all, we have our headers here, view listings, hottest deals. Now with that, I'm already logged in. You can't see the hottest deals unless you have a login, and it's really simple. It doesn't cost you anything. There's no membership fee to look at these and poke around in the site, anything of that nature. You're not going to get bombarded with emails. Hey, are you interested in this contract? Do you want to buy? Can we hook you up with some broker? Nothing like that. It's just going to allow you to look at what is labeled the hottest deals. Of course, you can do some research on the resorts. Maybe you're not familiar with the resorts. There's several resorts, right? So this is going to walk you through the resorts, the pros and cons. Yeah, even the cons of the resort. They have a little blog there that talks about different DVC things, and then they have a points guide. We're going to be using that for anybody, whether you own now or not. It kind of helps you through the process. So right now there's just under 1,400 listings, let's say. So let's just go ahead and start. Let's look at the listings, okay? So we click on View Listings, and we're going to come to this section here. We can filter it by how many points we want to look at purchasing, and it has a max and a minimum and a maximum. I don't know, what is it, maybe 1,400 points maybe. And yes, there are contracts that are pretty big like that. What about the price per point? Maybe we want to filter that. We're looking at lower price point, maybe a higher price point. Maybe we're looking at the Grand Californian or Disneyland Hotel. So maybe it's a higher, maybe we're looking at a lower. So anyway, you can look at them, filter them that way. Maximum contract price. Maybe you've decided, your family, that we only want to get into $20,000 maximum, okay? But it can go to the max or minimum amount down here. So anyway, the next point is the deal score. 5 stars being the best, and then it works its way down. Maybe you don't want to look at all of them. Maybe you're not interested in a 1 star. Maybe you are. 1 star could be that it's a stripped contract. You already have points. You don't really need them right now. You need them in the future. So maybe you want to look at a 1-star. A stripped contract means there's no points coming in the near future, but you're going to pay less for it. Maybe you only want to see the 5-star, or maybe it's a 4-star and 5-star. You can click on whatever, and you can take off the lower starred categories, or just look at the 5 stars altogether, right? So you see how that's done. We're going to look at all of them. Then too, you can filter by the resort. And yes, it has all the resorts, regardless of the location. You see Alani there, that's over in Hawaii, and Disneyland Hotel, and also Hilton Head and Vero Beach. So all the resorts are there. Status, what is status? It could be new contracts only. I only want to see the new stuff. Reduced price, yeah, maybe you're a shopper and you want to save some money on a reduced contract price. And remember, the contract price could be reduced because the seller was asking too much for that contract. So it doesn't mean it's always a good deal. Maybe it's just kind of working its way into what the market will bear. A strip contract, mentioned that a little bit. That's a contract that has no points coming at all. In the near future, follow my little Mickey hand down here. We're going to look at one, Bay Lake Tower. This isn't classified as stripped out, but it's a 200-point contract with nothing coming in the year 2024. The next category is 2025. It only has 20 points out of 200. And 2026, it only has 1 point. So to me, that's a pretty stripped out contract. But it is a new contract. It has a 3-star, and it was just listed. Okay. So the other thing is double points. Maybe you want to see, wow, maybe we can start a contract and have some extra points to make it a big year the first time we're going to use this contract. Or you're adding points and you don't really want to buy a 300-point contract, but 150, but there's some banked points into the next year, and you'll have that as an extra. So that's what that is. This is really interesting. How many brokers do you think there are that sell Disney resale contracts? Well, we click here, and I was surprised at this. I knew about 4 or 5, to tell you the truth, but I did not know all of this. Some of these, very few contracts. Maybe they might have a couple, half a dozen. I don't really know. I mean, I've kind of skipped around in there, but some of them are very familiar with DVC, have a lot of DVC, and some of them have just a few. So at the top of the list, DVC resale market. Gail and I have dealt with them 3 times now. And they're going to be on this list a lot because they probably sell the most contracts. I'm sure of it. They probably sell 60%, 70% of the contracts in resale. They started several years ago. They have a team there, but there's also the DVC shop and the DVC store. Those have been around for a while, and I hear things about Fidelity. Those are the ones that I have heard about. Those top ones that are there. I don't know that they're listed in any order that Bob's done that, but there they all are. Again, I was really surprised to see that many. So you're going to see contracts from all of those brokers, and you can filter it by the broker. You know, remember, this is the filter over here. But we're not going to do that. We're going to just peruse this. The next tab is the hottest deals. Again, I'm signed in, and I'm not being bugged by brokers or my emails flooded with deals and offers or anything like that. It is just to be able to log in. So top deals in the last 7 days. Maybe you want to look at the last 48 hours, whatever. You can see, you can filter it whatever way. I'm going to go with 7 days just so we have a few to look at. Here, the stars, it's going to start us out at the 5-star, but I can reverse that and look at, it's 4 and 5 stars, obviously, is what they're going to show on these deals here, the hottest deals. Resort, I can't filter by that, but I can filter by the price, okay, how much the contract is here, Vero Beach. $35 a point. Okay, it's 170 points that you're offered. 2026 is the first year they have points coming, in the use year of February, and the price is $5,900. That one is sold. That was on the market for 4 days. Had 3 views, and somebody jumped on top of that one. Here's another one. It's a Vero Beach. If you do it by price, definitely Vero Beach is obviously the least expensive. It is not a Disney World property, right? So here we can filter it by the number of points. And remember, we talked about contracts and points. Here you got, I would call it 4.5 point stars. That's Saratoga Springs. Excuse me. It is listed by DVC Resale market because they have a little palm tree there. $72 a point. I'm going to guess it's a 2052. They all expire in 2054. Yeah, 2054, I believe. I should know that because that's one of our home resorts. But you look at how many points that is. That one is stripped. Remember, we talked about stripped, no points coming. So you're not going to have any points to use. It's a March use year, and then it's priced out at $86,000. It was sold. Now that was for 1,200 points. Look at this one here, Copper Creek. That's priced at $125 per point. It's 1,000. It's 200 points cheaper. Both of them are stripped out. Well, different use year, no big deal there. But look at the price difference as it's calculated. This one is brand new, just came on the market for 1 day. It's had 511 views in 1 day. 4 people are watching this. Copper Creek is selling pretty well. So that's why it's getting a lot of views, a lot of activity going there. To my knowledge, and the knowledge of the update of this DVC for Less, it hasn't been sold as of yet, but then again, it's only been a day. Give it another day. The other way that you can do this, maybe you're not really familiar with DVC, all the resorts. Okay, you've seen a couple of them. Everyone's seen the Polynesian. You can see it from Magic Kingdom and on the monorail and Grand Floridian and so forth. But maybe you're not really familiar with what is the Beach Club, what is the Boardwalk, Boulder Ridge. So it's got all of them here, so you can learn a little bit about a resort that you didn't know or didn't even know it existed. So we're going to go to the big one, right? This is, they call it the flagship. So it's going to give a little bit of a review of the resort, a little couple of paragraphs, tell you about the resort. What I also like is it tells you when the deed expiration date is, 2064, and what the annual dues are, because they're all different for all the different resorts, and when it was built. As far as 2013, that would be for DVC. Okay, Grand Floridian's been there for a long time, but for DVC. It also gives you the pros and the cons. So it's within 10 minutes walking distance to Magic Kingdom, or you can take the monorail. And then a con, relatively expensive point chart. Yeah, that it is. It demands quite a bit, but your location of where you're on the monorail, as you can see on the picture here. Magic Kingdom is real close by, so it's going to command a higher point price per night, right? Now this point guide, well, let's go back out of this for a second. Okay, we're going to go to a point guide here, and let's talk about vacations. Maybe you're not really familiar with DVC. I don't even know how many points I should get, how does that work? So Bob here, the Ferrari, the owner of the site, makes it pretty convenient. So how long do you typically plan for vacations, right? So we're going to say that number of days is 7 days. We can go for a week. Okay, so how many people typically travel with you? Well, for us, as an example, we were in 2001 when we got into DVC. We were a family of 4. I'm going to put that in there. So let's see, we're going to continue here. When do you typically like to vacation? Well, I'm using us as an example. We're going to say we go in the springtime. It's going to ask a question. When do you vacation during any of these periods of time? Holidays, Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, spring break. Yes, we did spring break. You know, we would always go on spring break when we first started out. Now we go 3 times a year. But we're going to use that as an example. Have you already decided on a home resort? Well, let's say that we did, okay, for this. And let's say that we decided on beach club. Okay, so we're going to continue. So what size of room? Well, tells you how many people it sleeps, a studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom. And we're going to say we need a studio because it's parents and 2 kids. Let's see the results. Okay, it is saying that they are recommending that you need 150 points. Okay, to be able to get what you're looking for. So you got a studio, 150 to 174 points is what it's saying. You can stay at the beach club for 10 nights on a studio, but if you go to a 1 bedroom, 4 to 5 nights, and a 2 bedroom, 3 to 4 nights. Okay, so that helps you be able to select your how many points consider. Now, what I would recommend doing is if you're looking at, okay, 150 to 175, this is just me, my recommendation. I would probably be looking at, instead of the 150, I would go with like 175. And maybe 180, so you have a few extra, because if you decide to go at a different period of time, it could end up costing you a few more points. So why not have a few extra points just in case? Let's start over and do the same thing, 7 days. Going to use another example, small family. Oops, click on that. There we go. And we're going to do spring break. Did you plan a vacation? Yep, spring break. Yep, we're going to continue on. And we don't want beach club. We want where it all started. Let's click down here. Are going to go to Boulder Ridge, Copper Creek. Okay, we're going to stay with the studio. And here it's going to tell us again, hey, guess what? You're so many people, 150, 175 points. The nights are a little bit longer, a few more nights, because it's a little bit better points chart. So you get a little bit of longer stay. Okay, so you can see how this works. All right, you can select, now we want 225 points. So that's showing you what you can get for that, right? All right. Let's just do one more, and we're going to do this very quickly. Not to stay on this too long, but we're not even going to pick a resort, okay? No resort. Let's see what it comes up with. We're going to go with a 1 bedroom. So you can play with this forever. So now it's saying you need 255 points. They're going to put you at Old Key West. Excuse me, but we're going to flip, see what happens here. We're going to go to the Polynesian, and we can just flip through these resorts. Okay, this is how many nights we can get from each of these resorts. Okay, let's go back to the 150 to 174. Okay, and we're going to see what this will do. Okay, as far as being able to stay how many nights at a particular resort. We're going to go back to our listings here, and again, looking at this, we can make it so that we only see we can see inactive listings or only active listings. We can do it by use year. Again, use years, that's a particular month that your contract is loaded with points. So there's no January, there's February, March, April, no May, there is June, no July, August, September, October, no November, and then December. And the reason for that, I've heard that it was because back in the day that it gave uh, Disney Vacation Club an opportunity to do balancing of whatever, I don't know, points or what have you. So I don't know exactly, but there are some months that there are no use share. But I do like this very much. It's a great tool to use. I'm going to go to Old Key West. I'm going to look at all the things there. I'm already a DVC member. I have an August use year. And for a status, I don't care. I'll look at all of them and I'll look at all the brokers. Okay, so again, it's going to show me the Old Key West. It's going to show me how many points, what's coming, what the price is. The use year, of course, I selected, and it's new, and the price is reduced. 3 days, but it's only 2-star. It's only a 2-star. So anyway, that's how you use this site. Whether you're new at DVC and you need the foundation to know about the resorts and how price per point works and contracts and all of that, and just be able to see that and get yourself familiarized with all the different resorts. Great website. Now, if you're somebody that's been a DVC member, of course, you know the value of this website is it's quick, convenient shopping. And maybe you've already found a deal, but you want to be able to know that, I'm getting a pretty good deal, right? You can go in here and look at this here and sort it out by whatever resort you're buying and what price you're buying at, per point and so on and so forth, to be able to figure out, hey, am I getting a good deal? So anyway, that is what this site is. We wanted to show it to you. I've heard a lot of talk about it on Facebook and other sites, Reddit, and so on and so forth. And again, Bob's done a great job. I don't know Bob personally. I just know that he's the one that's behind all of this. And I think it's a great, great tool to be able to shop for a DVC resale contract.
Well, I hope that you found that site, DVC For Less, helpful, as I found it helpful in helping to locate a resale contract for our family. And it's just great to be able to see all of those resorts, regardless of what the use year is, how many points, letting you figure out how many points you should buy for your family. So many things, so many valuable things in that tool. I want to thank Bob Ferrari. He was a developer, or is a developer, of this website, to be able to get all of those brokers, all the contracts in, and be able to let you do your research on the right resort for you and the right contract for you, and maybe help speed up the process and figure out, hey, is this really a good deal that I'm getting, or is it a great deal? Is it 1 star or 5 stars? So I hope you found it helpful. And as we always say, thank you for joining us on our DVC journey. Be kind to cast members, and we'll see you on our next DVC journey. Bye.